Hello, good morning students. Please subscribe the channel, drop a like, share and comment. This is Shree Vishnu Art Press Publications, exercise number 1 and 2 on the speed of 90 words per minute. Start. A conjoint reading of the aforesaid provisions definitely indicates that in case any vehicle is to be plied on a public place or any other place to make the insurer liable to pay the compensation under the policy of insurance, statutory requirements have to be necessarily fulfilled, and these requirements are more strict in the case of a transport vehicle. Needless to say that requirement of having valid license is a statutory requirement and absence of valid license is a statutory defense available to the insurance company. It need not be highlighted that the liability of the insurance company is contractual in nature. Insurer is only an indemnifier and his basic liability is on the wrongdoer, that is the driver. Thereafter, the owner is vicariously liable for wrong committed by his employee or agent. It is only by virtue of the contract of insurance between the owner of the vehicle and the insurance company as per Chapter 9th. Under Section 147, the insurer is liable to indemnify the owner for third party risk. The law as developed is that in case of breach of any policy condition, after making payment to the claimant as it is beneficial legislature, the insurer can recover the amount from the owner in case of breach of any policy condition. Under the policy as per the statutory requirements, a vehicle owner is under statutory obligation to have itself vehicle registered in a case of transport vehicle. Necessity is to have a certificate of fitness under section 56, without which the vehicle shall not be deemed to be validly registered for the purpose of section 139, and there is a statutory obligation to have permit in a case of transport vehicle to use the vehicle in public place whether or not such vehicle is carrying any passenger or goods for the purpose of plying in a place. In case all or any of these statutory requirement noted above is lacking, the insurer can avoid its liability. Apart from the statutory obligation in the terms of contract of insurance, it is clearly provided that vehicle will be driven by a duly licensed driver, or otherwise the insurer will not be liable to indemnify the owner. Having noticed above statutory requirements, the most pertinent thing to my mind is that statutory requirements may not have any relevance with the actual cause of accident or the negligence or the manner in which the accident had taken place. For example, if the other statutory requirements are satisfied but the vehicle was not registered, still the liability can be avoided by the insurer. Similarly, in a case of transport vehicle having a valid permit or not may not be relevant with the actual cause of accident on the issue of negligence, but still the liability can be avoided by the insurer because it is statutory requirement, and as such it is a breach of policy condition. Similarly, there is requirement of fitness certificate in a case of transport vehicle, which is also essential for registration. The learned single judge has also indicated that the subdivisional magistrate, being an authority to correct the records, was within his jurisdiction to do so. We do not find this inference to be correct, inasmuch as here the issue was the valid grant of lease and declaration of rights under section 131B, and not a case instituted for correction of records. If the lease was an outcome of any fake or fraudulent transaction, then reversing it after 20 years did require the giving of at least a notice or opportunity to the petitioners, who continuously stood recorded in the revenue records for 20 years. The state contends that the forms which were issued pursuant to the said resolution and approval do not bear the signatures of the competent authority. The order of the subdivisional magistrate narrates the existence of 3 resolutions of the Gaon Sabha dated 18/5/1984, 16/6/1984, 16/7/1984. It is on the strength of these 3 resolutions that the subdivisional magistrate has drawn an inference about the genuineness and validity of the proceedings of allotment. These 3 resolutions are stated to be existing in the report dated 11/5/2006, which in turn refers to 139 names that were recorded in the resolution dated 18/5/1984, but 140 people were indicated as eligible on the strength of preparation of Form 57 KHA. The second fact noted is that the allotment dated 16/6/1984 records 153 names after noting Form 57 KHA that are stated to be not available on the file. What is available is Form 58 KA, but 146 of the same do not bear the signature of either the Lekhpal or village Pradhan. The resolution dated 16/7/1984 mentions 153 names that are recorded on 16/6/1984, but refers to Form KA in favor of 198 persons. In our opinion, if the report indicates the existence of such resolutions, then the proceedings cannot be said to be fake. The proceedings can be wrong, irregular, or invalid, but they cannot be said to be fake. Secondly, the impugned order further records that the file appears to have been affected by termites and is also moistened by water. The top page of the file is unclear except the order of the subdivisional magistrate and his signature to the effect approved as proposed. This endorsement has been treated to be doubtful in the impugned order by the subdivisional magistrate, but there is no finding that the signatures are not that of the then subdivisional magistrate who had approved the same. It has been abruptly concluded by the subdivisional magistrate that since the aforesaid facts establish the proceedings to be doubtful, the proceedings dated 16/6/1984 and the approval order dated 2/7/1984 are fuzzy. We cannot approve of this abrupt conclusion as the file does exist. If the inquiry was proceeding about the genuineness of the very file itself and the proceedings, then the inquiry ought to have been made about the institution of the proceedings of approval by the subdivisional magistrate on the resolution of the Gaon Sabha in 1984.